36, and today we're going to be doing a tutorial on weathering boxcar roofs. I'll just show you one of the many ways that I like to do it. I did a very light rusty wash in the weathering a boxcar video, but this one I'm going to show you how to do like a full rust on, like a coating on it. First of all, you should always look up pictures of what these things look like when, like, in real life. I've got a book here. As you can see here, I've got the pictures here. You can see that they're like someone's brown, someone's red, almost gray. Weird patterns you can get. But the main thing you notice is that there's lots of different tones in it. Like you can get reds and browns and all the things together. Like on that one right there. And I'll show you how I do that using only 2 or 3, usually 2 colors of pigment. So let's get on to weathering this. So what I've got here is AK Interactive's Streak and Grime. You can use whatever color you want. I prefer to use a darker color first. I'll go over with a more rusty color after. As you can see, I've already kind of, rusted it a bit, but that was just with acrylic paints before, and it's not really that great. So I'm just gonna give it a thick wash with this enamel Streak and Grime stuff, just as like a base. And so now you can see that it's basically a really thick wash. It's still wet, but you can see it's pretty heavy. And I've got here is a dark pigment called Track Brown from MIG, but as you can see, it's just like a dark brown color, kind of like the same color as the wash. And now I'm just going to apply it on using this, but not by touching it, just tapping it on. And you want it to be really thick, and you can knock off all the excess afterwards. And this is the level of pigment that I put on the car. As you can see, it's like these massive buildups, like right there. But that's fine, we'll deal with those afterwards. Alright, so now that the car has had some time to set, but as you can see the wash is still wet, I'm just going to kind of tap it with this kind of thick camel hair brush that I use for this. I'm just going to go like this over it. And kind of almost pound the pigments into the wash, but not too much. I still want it to be kind of splotchy and pigmenty. As you can see, it's kind of gotten, like there's it's not smooth, but there's like little tiny sections where all the little pieces of pigment have been kind of pushed down into the wash, which adds like a little speckly rust look. And now some more layering and stuff will really add to this. So now that it has dried, I'm going to do the exact same thing. But I'm going to use rust streaks, and then this the exact same method, and then put this stuff on top of it. This is a rusty red color. Yep, just the exact same way I did the other one. There was a bit of excess on it, so I just kind of wiped it off and blew on it a bit. Though if there's a little bit of excess, this will probably fix it on as well. And I'm going to put on the pigment the same way. depending on what color you want, you could put more or less of this on. And then the brown on the bottom will show through more or less. And now it's done. I actually did 2 coats of that. First I did the rust streak stuff, and then I put the pigment on. You know, I tapped it in like I did the first coat. And there were some sections, like mostly over here, where it wasn't really showing through very well, so I redid it all. But instead of using rust streaks, I use the white spirit. I just put this on, then put the more pigments on, and then like crush them in, you know. And it has the same effect, just without the rust kind of base coat that it has when you put the rust streaks on. And that'll seal it on, because since it's kind of like pounded in, it'll stick on. Like right now, you know, a bit comes off, but you know, I'm just gonna maybe wipe it off with a toothbrush or something like that. But like, that's just a bit of powder, like the main. You're not gonna ruin it by touching it. And I'm just gonna get you a close up here, as you can see. And that looks pretty nice. You got lots of different colors in it. As you can see, I've got some kind of 3-dimensionality there. If you pound it in more with the this brush here, when it's wet, you can get rid of those and have it more smooth, but I like it kind of more 3-dimensional. I know that's not really accurate, because those are like 2-inch tall bumps, but whatever. It looks nice. I also kind of used my finger and kind of wiped it off, and it was still wet. So some of the top of these panels are like the brown color, and then the rest of it's kind of rusty. Yep, but overall, really happy with how it came out. As you can see, I did some kind of oil work and more pigments along the bottom here. Not much weathering, but the roof looks really nice. I think I could really reproduce the photo that I showed you at the beginning there. Yep, and here are some other cars that I've weathered in a similar fashion. This one is the one I just did, and this one right here, I did that in the same method, but I kind of got a little more brown in it. As you can see, it's more brown and speckly. This one's kind of more like patches, but I used the exact same method. I just didn't pound it in as much and stuff, you know. And this one here, I weathered this one using the same method, but I wanted to go a bit lighter on it, so you can see there's still parts of the metal showing through. So after I did the pounding in of the pigments, I lightly tapped on it with a paper towel, and that got most of the edges clean and kind of started to get rusty, but you know, it looks interesting. Yeah, so hope this video helped you guys weather your boxcar roofs. It's kind of hard to paint them sometimes. If you use just acrylics, you kind of end up with that, which isn't that great. I'm gonna have to redo that one too. But yeah, this method, I think it's really easy. It only takes you like 2 coats and 4 products. And you have to use the same things I did. You could probably use oil paints as well. I'm not sure if those will work though. Maybe, I don't know. Find out, leave in the comments. Yeah, but I hope it helped, guys, because it's hard, and yeah, this is a pretty easy method, and I think it looks really awesome. You can kind of modify it and alter it and get different looks out of it, you know. So thanks for watching, guys. Panzer March 36. Goodbye.